Hey everybody, this is Jay back with another video, and the title of this video says I'm actually going to be trying out a different mic, and I wanted to see how it was actually going to be. But anyways, I am going to mute myself real quick just so I can hear how everything was going in the stream. It's actually going to be. But anyways, I am going to mute myself real quick just so I can hear how everything was going in the stream. It's actually yeah, I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of this one, but we'll use it for this stream, then I'll check out how it is afterwards. But I'm going to be playing a little bit of Grand Theft Auto. First I'm going to be duplicating a car, then selling one, and then going from there. Yeah, of course it says servers are down. Alright, we're just waiting for this crap to load. I think these ones, the problem with these ones is they just pick up way too much. That one seems like it picks up a little bit less. Oh, maybe. Maybe if I do that it'll help, I don't know. Seem like it's actually helping much, honestly. Alright. Okay, with this duplication glitch that is still running, I know it's still running and working, you need to have a nightclub, obviously, and in the nightclub you need to have the Mule Custom in your Garage 1. This is where I'm going right now. You also need to have a bunker with an MOC with personal vehicle storage in it, and you also need whatever vehicle you want to duplicate in the back of the MOC with personal vehicle storage. And that's what I'm about to do at this point. I don't know how to say. This is why I haven't been using the Elgato, especially even with the PlayStation. It seems like it just gets stupid laggy at some point. But I would suggest when you want to duplicate a car, I would use these Arena Izzies. Fully uploaded, they go, or upgraded, they go for about 1.8 million a piece. So right now what I'm doing is I'm putting, basically starting up to set up this glitch. So like I said, I got to move the vehicle I want to duplicate in the back of the MOC. And during this glitch, when you're going back and forth, you never want to use a personal vehicle of any kind, because it will ruin the duplication glitch. Now at this point, I need to go back to Warsack and buy the Mule Custom. You also need money to make money on this one. If you've done enough of the missions for this, you can get the Mule Custom for 72,000. If not, it's like 96,000 something. And I'd suggest registering as a CEO when you're in your invite-only session. That way, instead of using a personal vehicle, you just use the CEO Buzzard. What I'm waiting for is a confirmation in my text for that the Mule Custom has arrived in the nightclub. There you go. At this point, what I usually do, which may not be necessary, I go into outfits and change my outfit. See that savings icon in the lower right? That happens, so now I can just go online, find new session, invite only. Instead of traveling all the way up there, this is just a little quicker. Alright, now if you have everything all set up, like I said, if you have the nightclub, Mule Custom in the nightclub, bunker with an MOC in it with personal vehicle storage and a vehicle in the back, you're all set to start the glitch, which I'll do. Alright, so first things first, when you start the glitch, you want to run into the back of your MOC. Take your Arena Izzy or whatever car you want to duplicate out of the back. Just drive it out and don't do anything else with it then. So you drive it out. When you get out here and your car's parked, you want to get out of your car and go to the spot that I go to, roughly. You just stand somewhere over here, turn around, because you have to watch both vehicles, and you see the blue circle in behind the MOC. After we do this part, which we're going to be going to quick join, contact missions alone, and then confirm it. And then at that point, you're waiting for either 2 of 3, or no, 2 of 4 or 3 of 4, and then you got to go through it again. So like I said, when you're standing here, you come into quick join, contact, alone, yes. And now you got to wait for 2 or 3 of 4, and then do it again, but not fully. You just got to click into it. But you have to do it quickly. When and if one actually shows up. There it goes. And then if you just click into it, you don't have to go any farther than that first screen, but sometimes I usually do. If that blue circle does not appear behind the MOC, you have to return your vehicle and go to a new session. But since my circle's there, at this point I want to go out of the bunker. When you're out here, do not use a personal vehicle. You want to use a CEO Buzzard is one of your best options. And it's quicker in general than, you know, taking a car all the way from your bunker to your nightclub. So at this point, you just want to fly your helicopter over to the nightclub. But that part can sometimes be inconsistent. And then this next part can be inconsistent too. But doing this once per day to get almost $2 million, it doesn't matter if it takes like 4 or 5 tries. It's well worth it, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, if you can't survive off of $2 million almost a day, then you're doing something wrong. I mean, if you gotta think of it this way too, if you do this for 10 days straight, you have just under, I don't know, so I'd say around 19 million or so. Alright, so now we're flying over to, like I said, you're flying over to your nightclub. Then when you get into the nightclub, you want to go into Garage 1 where your Mule Custom is. And what you're looking for when you're going in your nightclub is for when you drive the Mule Custom out, it should disappear. If it doesn't disappear, then you have to start all over again. But hopefully it'll disappear. My nightclub is here. And I land about here usually every time. I go over here, go into Garage 1. Or basement level 1 it says, but it's a garage. And you want to run into your Mule Custom and get in it. Then once you get in it, you want to drive it out. And I hold down the accelerator button. I don't know why, I don't know if it helps. But I see it didn't disappear. It would have disappeared by now, so. At this point, you got to restart. So you go manage vehicle, return to storage. And go back up to your bunker in a new invite only session and try again. Same steps as before, but I'm not going to repeat myself every single time if it fails. Damn it. If you get sucked into a job, you can try to back out of it. Like that. Because that happens from time to time since people are so effing impatient. You gotta return your vehicle again. Then go back to a new invite only session. And I'll take you all the way back up to your bunker. Sometimes when you get people like that are just trying to play a session, you gotta wait a little bit before doing it again. But I don't all the time. And I might get sucked back into the same session because I just want to start it real quick. And if I do, I just end up blowing myself up or blowing their cars up or whatever because they don't want to be patient. You know, and it's sad. If they wanted people to actually join their mission thing, they'd give them a little bit of time to buy the ammo and everything else, but they don't. Alright, back to this. Let's drive it out. Blah. Probably better I waited a little bit, like I said anyways. Kind of glad I got my new glasses in before the my trip here. This the end of this week. That's a plus. Okay, blue circle's up. Let's try to go to the nightclub. Okay, at this point, when we're back here, we're just gonna go to garage 1 and take out the Mule Custom and hope it disappears. There you go. You see how it disappeared that time. Then we're good to go with the rest of the glitch. Basically, at this point, you need to go back up to your bunker. And you should notice when you get back to your bunker that your vehicle that you took out is still in the same spot. And at this point, the vehicle that was taken out that's still in the same spot is your duplicated vehicle. And your original vehicle is actually in the back of the MOC.
Hey, do you have the duct tapers?
Now at this point, when you're back in the bunker, all you gotta do is take your car that was left out and put it back in the inside of your MOC. It'll say it's full, just accept the warning. And that will move that duplicated car down to, well, actually it's the original car. This one's the duplicated one. It moves the original car back down to the spot where the Mule Custom was. So at this point, do not get in your car, do not try to sell it. You gotta go in appearance, and you want to move this around or whatever until you get the saving icon. So let's go over here a couple spots. Saving icon in the lower right. Okay. At this point, when you've seen that, just go find new session invite only, and the car should be there when you get back. And then at that point, you can sell the car. Because if you get in it before doing that step, it'll actually soft lock the game and you'll have to completely get out of the game. And after you sell the car, all you gotta do is, if you want to reset it, just do what I did at the beginning of the video. But be warned, you can only sell one car per day as per Rockstar's daily sell limit nowadays. Because if you sell one car, it sells at full value. If you sell two, the second one sells at half price. And then if you sell a third one, you're probably going to get put on a list, but it sells at half the price of the original half price. So it's like a quarter of the price. So basically this car would go from 1.8 million down to 900,000 down to 450,000. So it's just not worth the hassle. Don't sell any more than one per day. That's all you can do with any vehicle.
What can the best mechanic in LS do for you?
Alright. There you go, guys. I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, at this point I'm going to start a new stream. I'm going to try some different settings to see if I can get this to not stutter like it does. Because it still has an issue of stuttering at times, and I really don't like it. And I kind of feel like that the headset mic for this is actually better than the microphone I'm using now, because it's not close at all. I'd have to have it like right here, and I don't really want it that close, or you know, having to hold it. But a good way to tell, you can see just from these blades that it's just, at certain times you can see the blade and it just stutters and stuff like that anyways. But I'm gonna put the money in the bank. Probably might hit the hill, but I don't care. 1.831 million.